lovers, it's me, the Natural Lover, and welcome back to another YouTube video. In today's video, I will be discussing with you prelim exams and what to expect and what to do while preparing. Before we start the video, I want to incorporate a verse. The verse of the day is Philippians 4 verse 13, and it reads, I can do all things through Christ whom strengthens me. If you guys are excited for this video, make sure you like, comment and subscribe, and let's get into it. Okay, so firstly, what are prelim exams? I'm sure most of you guys are asking me this. Well, prelim exams are exams that you guys write in term 3, which prepare you for the final exam. They are also known as trial exams, which is in the name, trial. So whatever you get during term 3, kind of a future vision of what your final marks are going to look like. That's basically what prelim exams are. These are written in grade 12, by the way. I'm sure some of you that are like in lower grades, you're like, wait, what is she saying? Now I'm scared. But don't worry, it's only grade 12s, guys. Don't worry. The first advice that I'd like to give you about your prelim exams, prelims are difficult. When it came to me, I felt like June was hard. And I'm sure most of you that are watching this in grade 12, you just got your June results and you guys know what I'm talking about. Unless if you aced it well, hands down, well done to you, Albert Einstein. Literally, hands down to you. That means your trial exams, they might become a breeze. Basically, what people say is, if your June was hard, your prelim will be better. But if your June was easy, your prelim will be hard. I don't know if that works. For me, I felt like prelim was actually better than June. So yeah, maybe it actually is true, but we never know. As I said, prelims are hard. This is why it is important to start preparing right now. Like, I actually wish I had removed this video, like, before you even started writing June exams, because the time is gone, guys. Time is actually gone. So watching this, go prepare, because baby, you do not find yourself scratching your head in that exam hall. You do not. So yeah, my advice is start preparing now. A way you can start preparing now is make sure you check the ATP for this term. Mostly in most schools, I'm sure you guys are done with all the topics, which is good. I wish every school was like that. Like, you guys should actually be done so that this term, before you write, you're just revising. Because if you still have more topics to cover, I'm sorry, boo, but it's gonna be hard because the exams are literally right around the corner. But yeah, check your ATP and make sure that you are done with all the topics. If you aren't done, honey, don't wait for your teacher. Do it right now, alone. Like, babes, do not wait for Mr. Whoever. This is whoever. No, baby. Do it right now. This brings me to my second advice. When you get into the class, make sure you know what the teacher is going to teach. I know most of you will be like, no, but Sam, how are we going to do that? Like, how does one even do that? Like, what do you mean? Guys, that's why I said make sure you check your ATP. If you don't want to check your ATP, just go to a past paper and look at the questions. Look at the questions and see which topic you haven't done. Because whatever's in the past paper is basically going to be a repetition of what you'll be doing, but then they might just switch up the questions a bit. So yeah, check your ATP or check your past paper and see that you are done with all the topics. Because honey, if you aren't, your teachers, it might even end up sliding. Then what happens to you? Then you find out that the question is literally worth 25% of the whole question paper. Now what? No, you tell me. Now what? Exactly. You don't want to find yourself in that situation. You do not want to find yourself in that situation. So make sure before you enter the class, you know exactly what your teacher is going to teach. And for you, that class will just be revision. So you just be asking your teacher questions that you didn't understand when you had studied, or you'll be asking your teacher to elaborate further, or ask your teacher to give you different solutions to approach the certain question so that you are actually ahead. Because one thing about matric, you need to be ahead. The timetable is just gonna go on you. And your first question paper is mathematics. Paper 2. Yeah, you do not want to put yourself in that situation. This is actually number 3 now. Make sure when you are studying, you know how much each topic weighs. So you guys know that in terms of the question paper, each question has certain marks, right? So the higher the marks, the more important that paper is. That means the weighing is a lot in terms of percentage. So while you're studying, make sure you see which questions in the question paper are actually higher than the other. That's where you put your focus on. So for example, when it comes to mathematics paper 2, you guys know it's comprised of stats. You also have analytical geometry. You also have trigonometry. You also have Euclidean. It's only those 4. Cool. It's actually less than paper 1 because paper 1, if I'm not mistaken, we have 9 or 8 questions and they're all different topics. So this one only has 4 questions. But the problem is, the reason why it's brought down to 4 is because the weighings are a lot, especially trig. So trig has most of the weighings. A paper that's out of 150, trig is 50 marks plus minus. So basically, it's 1/3. 1/3. One topic weighs 1/3. So imagine if you go into the exam without knowing what's going on in trig. You've lost 50 marks. That means you are only writing 400 marks out of a question paper that is out of 150. So this is why it's important when you're studying to know your weighings. When you study, you will know which topic you have to focus more on. I hope you guys get what I'm saying. So for example, trig has the most marks. That means you should spend more time focusing on trig than you focusing on stats, which literally weighs, if I'm not mistaken, less than 15 marks. And then it's like, cool, you know stats from the back of your head. What about trig? 1/3. See? So make sure you know the weighings. That's one thing you should prioritize when you are doing your past papers. Speaking on past papers, okay, this is number 4 now, right? So when it comes to past papers, guys, make sure past papers are your besties. Like if you didn't take anything from this video, make sure you take that past papers are your besties. You might read this book from cover to cover. But if you don't know how the government structures their questions and how they present their questions, baby, it's going to be hard for you. It's going to be hard for you. This is why you should prioritize in past papers. Like past papers should be your best friend so that you know what question comes first, how they ask it, and when you go check the memo, you know how exactly they want it to be answered, where you're going to get points. For example, when it comes to math, right? Most of you guys might not know this, but then you do not get a mark for writing down the equation. For example, they want you to find, let's see, maybe they want you to solve x. They say mathematics paper 1, question 1, when they ask you about simultaneous equations. So there's going to be a part maybe when you're finding out y or x where you will have to use the equation, right? So you guys know that all the formulas are at the back. One thing about math, they do not give you a mark for the formulas. Yes, I know it's sad and I'm sure you're confused. You're like, but then they give us in physics. Yes, physics, they do give a mark for transferring the formula into your question paper. But when it comes to math, it's not like that. The only time they're going to start marking you is if you substitute into the right formula. Do you get me? So it's good to go over past papers and see what exactly they mark, so that you don't waste your time doing unnecessary work. Number 5 or number 6, I'm not sure. Another thing, remember that everything you have done or not done is in that paper, baby. Like it is there. The government doesn't care It doesn't care if you guys haven't done self-esteem in life orientation. It doesn't care if you haven't covered Newton's laws again. It doesn't care if you haven't done probability. They don't care. It's there, it's there. So make sure you are prepared. That's why I'm going to emphasize again. Make sure you check the past papers, because the past papers are literally the same. They will show you which topics need to be covered and how to answer them. I'm repeating this, and the only reason I'll be repeating something is if it's important. So don't disappoint yourself, because I told you. I did my job. I told you. When I didn't do your job and you didn't listen to me, so me, I'm out. I'm sorry, but I'm out. So let's say now it's your study session, right? Before you jump into past papers, because Sam said do past papers, make sure you study. Make sure you refresh your mind, especially if you did the topic. The last time you did the topic was Zintam 1. Make sure you refresh, because you just going in and doing the past papers, you will definitely get things wrong. Then when you get things wrong, you just go to the memo. Basically, you're not learning anything. Do you get me? So make sure you first study before you do the past papers. I know it doesn't make sense, but make it make sense. And one other thing that I would like to advise you guys, starting grade 10, like start from there. I know you'll be like Ish Sam, yes, you're asking too much from us. We don't have time. I know. Especially if you know that the topic is one that you really don't like. The reason why you don't like it, it's because you didn't really grasp the information in grade 10. Because your grade 10 teacher was rushing you. Do you get me? So do yourself a favor and go back. It's fine, you can even just go back one grade, so just ended grade 11, but then I would advise you to go back to grade 10, go back to the basics, because maybe that's where the problem is. So for example, for me, when I was studying, right, what I would do is take math, ne? So I'm like, okay, cool, this whole week or this whole 2 weeks, I want to focus on mathematics paper 1, ne? So what I would do is I would break down what's in mathematics paper 1. So number 1, question 1 is solving equations. Number 2, if I'm not mistaken, it's number pattern. Number 3 is functions. You guys get my drift. Calculus, finance, like that, prop, until we go to the end. So okay, I'll choose which one am I feeling today. Let's say I'm feeling finance. Cool. So write the topic finance. Then I'll go to my trusted YouTube sources. So either it be Mlungisi, either it be Kevin Mad Science, either it be the organic chemist, right? So let's say I choose Kevin Mad Science. So cool. Finance. I'll first go to the videos from grade 10 where he's doing finance. Then just refresh my mind a little. Then go to grade 11, refresh my mind. Then go to grade 12, what we're doing, refresh my mind. When I'm done writing the notes, doing the activities and examples with him, then I pick a year. I pick the year 2021. So then go to 2021, start by doing the question papers that are for finance. So I'll start with my June, prelim, then final. Do you guys get what I'm saying? So basically, I studied, then now I'm doing the past papers. So it's not like I'm doing the whole past paper, no. Because my focus was on finance, now I'm doing all the question for finance. That way I'm strengthening what I'm learning. Do you guys get me? I know it's a lot, but trust me, it could be done in a day. One topic can be done in a day. Ask me, I am living proof of that. It can be done in a day. I usually cover all the topics in a day, and it's better that way. But then if it's a long topic, for example, like chemistry, then maybe give yourself a week. Make sure you stay consistent. Guys, be consistent. Like, nothing else that I can say about this. Just be consistent. Like if you study 3 times every week, make sure it stays like that. Because what we are trying to do, we are trying to train the brain here. So that's where also repetition comes in, right? You can't just do a topic like what I explained before, like how I study. You can't just do that once and leave it. No, 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 no. When you're done with all the topics, like basically you're not done with paper one, go back again. But now you're not going back as in you're studying, like as in going back to a YouTube video and checking from grade 10. No, now you're just doing straight past papers. Do you guys get me? Make sure you do that so that you make sure it's engraved in your mind. Like engraved, like as in if your mom wakes you up and says lebu, 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 what's the threshold frequency? You are able to give it to her immediately. Same, like copy and paste from the memo. Do that. Just trust me here. While we're still talking about your mom waking you up, make sure you cut your sleep. I do not expect a grade 12 to be sleeping from 10 to 10 during the holidays or during the weekend. Are you well? Like, no. After school, there are extra classes now. I'm sure you guys are now getting introduced to that. Make sure when you get home, before you sleep, just take 30 minutes to refresh your mind. I don't know, whichever topic you wanna. After that, sleep. Sleep. Wake up after 4 hours. So, okay, let's say you get home at, let's say the maximum is 6. Ne? So you study or, I don't know, you do whatever for an hour. Now it's 7. Sleep. Sleep and wake up after 4 hours. 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. That's a very nice hour to wake up. Because number one, it's quiet. There's no mommy telling you to go buy tomatoes. There's no dad telling you to go mow the lawn. I don't know what your fathers tell you guys to do. The whole house is quiet and it's just you and your books. Because you slept for those 4 or 5 hours, you have kind of strength. If you don't have, it's not my fault. I don't care. There's no going back to sleep. Wake up. Study. Study for 3 or 2 hours. But if you're writing the next day, don't do that. I know you guys ain't coming. I know you guys ain't studying the day before and saying it helps. No, guys. Even though I used to do it, don't do it, please. Don't do it. Do not do it. Keep at maybe 1 or 2. You'll have time to catch up with your sleep for 4 or 3 hours. Then you can carry on with your school day. Just repeat that process. You're actually just going to get used to waking up at night. Or staying up at night, I don't know. But you're going to get used to it. And the last advice that I like to tell you, remember your finals count 75%. So term 1, 2, and 3 only count 25. I'm sorry, but that's just how it is. I know it hurts. I know you guys are crying, but that's just the real reality. So take prelims serious, because what bullshit you write in the prelims is the same bullshit that's gonna come out in your matric certificate. So yeah, make sure you guys are prepared and don't disappoint me, don't disappoint your family members, don't disappoint your girlfriends and boyfriends. Otherwise, we are gonna see you again in matric next year with a different matric jacket. You didn't hear that from me. Your chomies, I'm sorry, but then you see them at Wits UCT. Yeah. So take this serious, ne? Don't joke around. And this is officially the end of the video. If you guys got some tips and you just got an in-deep dive into what prelims are, and you guys are happy, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. If you do have questions still, you can ask me down in the comment section. But yeah, make sure you like and comment, because I didn't do this for nothing. I wasted an hour of my time, and I'm still gonna waste another hour editing. So make sure you leave a like. Don't papela me. Otherwise, you see flames there by your prelim. I'm joking. But yeah, I love you guys. and I'll see you guys in my next video.